All right, hello and welcome back, Brett here. And in step 6, we are going to be making our request directly. So we have set the field, we have come in, we have smiled with our eyes, they can hear it in our voice, and we've greeted them, we've said, hey, and then we've asked about how they are. Hey, how are you today? Oh, that's so great. Oh, you had a baby. Oh my goodness, that's so great. If they're celebrating, celebrate with them. If they're mourning, mourn with them. I think the Bible has a verse on that. Mourn with those who mourn and weep with those who weep, or something like that. Like, just recognize their emotion and validate it and be with them for even just 2 seconds. That is going to make a huge difference because people do not do that. People are always thinking about themselves and going about their day, thinking about the things that are important to them. Um, so then we're going to respond, whether that's a little response or a big response. Oh, wow, that's so great. And then we're going to diffuse the emotion. Oh, Greta, I really hate to do this. This is probably going to be just the biggest pain of your whole day, and I hate to do this to you. And Greta's going to the whole inside's going to sink, and she's going to go, oh my gosh, they got me. This guy got me. He was so nice. Now he's going to ruin my day. And then what do we do? Okay, so if I'm talking to the guy at the hotel, it's like, listen, my family and I are here all the way from Florida, and my wife will probably hurt me if I don't ask if you guys have like a free upgrade or something on the room. Like, I don't want to bother you, but if I go back to her and I don't tell her I asked for the free upgrade, I mean, you know how it is. And my wife would know I'd do that. And she probably would be like, did you ask for an upgrade? And it's like, I sure did, you know? But so what I do, I brought him way down and told him, I'm going to be super inconvenient and I'm probably just going to ruin your day over here. And then I'm like, listen, if I don't ask for the upgrade, we came all the way from Hawaii. My wife, my kids are so excited about this. Is there anything you can do to bump us up? Do you have any better rooms available or something? And then what's he going to do? He's going to go, oh, thank goodness. Oh man, that's not even bad at all. So instead of us, because what's the alternative? We don't diffuse the emotion and I say, hey, can I get a free upgrade? And they're like, look at this jerk. Who does he think he is asking for an upgrade? We didn't diffuse the emotion. They're bringing it right in. So what I do first is say, you're probably going to think I'm a jerk, you know, but we came all the way from Florida. My wife and kids are so excited. And, they would, is there anything you can do about a room with a view? Can you bump us up at all? And what happens? They go, number one, oh, that is not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. And also, this guy's really nice. And if there's something there, now they're going to do it for you, at least in all likelihood. And that is where the magic happens. You just make the request directly and just say what it is and be authentic. You know, this is so important. And this is such a big trip. We do not do this. And is it possible? And you're asking them like it would mean the world to you because it would. I'd love to save the money and get a free suite. And they're like, well, we actually do have a suite up on the top. And that's what happened in the book. I actually just listened to a podcast where he got something went wrong with his taxes and he called and he did a similar maneuver and they totally wiped the entire bill, which was like $7,000. They're like, nope, we'll cover it. No big deal. Just because he's engaging with people in this. In my own life with this toll situation, and I've done this in a lot of situations, but in the toll situation, I called them, Grumpy Greta on the phone. That's so funny, Grumpy Greta. And I'm just, oh, hey, how you doing? And what do we do? How are you doing today? Oh, it's okay. Oh, wow. It sounds like it's one of those days that just drags on forever, huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, it kind of is. And it's like, oh, well, you know what, Greta, I hope I hope the day's over soon. I hope you get to go home and just enjoy your evening. And it's like, oh, well, thank you. That's kind of nice. And you'll notice when you call people, I'm getting a little off, when you call them and you ask how they are, sometimes they won't even acknowledge it because they don't hear it. And that's going to take us into the last video in the next section here. But then we're going to go ahead. We're greeting them. We're responding to them, being positive and trying to make their day better. We're going to diffuse the emotion and say, you're probably going to think I'm super rude. You're probably going to think I'm an idiot. And it's like, oh, no, no, I wouldn't think you're an idiot. They're going to immediately reject the emotion they would feel because you'd feel that. Like, are you telling me you're driving around the state of Florida on toll roads and you didn't even know it? You're an idiot. Like that's that's a correct answer. And so listen, you're probably going to think I'm a complete idiot. I didn't even know I had these tolls. I was driving around apparently, and now I've got all these fines. I know you get this all the time, and I'm sure you just tell everybody no. But I mean, is there anything you can do about this, Greta? And she's like, oh, well, this guy's pretty nice. He said have a good evening, and he told me that he already knows he's an idiot, so I don't have to tell him. Sure. And then she wiped all the fines, and I paid like, I don't know, $10 in tolls or something. I don't even know what it was, whatever it was, $30 or something. And all the fees are gone. I've done this with the IRS. I botched my first year of tax payment, called them up, and was like, I'm an idiot. I don't even know what I'm doing. This is my first year in business, and I have $5,000 in tax fines. And they're like, oh, no problem. It happens all the time. Here, poof, gone. And so this is how we can get people to move mountains for us. We're going to follow these sort of 6 steps. Now, in the next video, we're going to get into sort of the underlying framework as to why this works. But I want to open it up. Any thoughts or questions, Emily or Kate?
I don't have any questions, but I just find it really interesting because it's something that's so simple but so effective.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And I think maybe generally we're taught don't draw attention to yourself, don't stick out. And I just happened, at least with this, I've read this in books for years, but I actually grew up with someone who did this all the time and they knew it worked and they did it on purpose and they got free stuff everywhere we went. And, if I don't want to be rude, but this person wasn't even particularly a nice person. I would say they did it in a more manipulative way. They didn't care how those people were doing. They just knew if I do this, this, and this, then the likelihood that I get something good off the back end is pretty high. And it worked. I mean, everywhere I went with this person growing up, we got free stuff all over the place. And now on our end, can we use it manipulatively? Can we use it how do I say manipulatively would be, can we use it to get other people to act outside of their own best interest? That would be manipulation, in my opinion. Yes, we don't want to do that. Can we do it disingenuously? Can we do it not being genuine? I'm pretending to like the person just because I know it's going to get me what I want, or at least increase the likelihood. Yeah, we can do that, but that's not why we should do it. We should do it because we actually care about the people. And also, it's a win-win. It works good for me and it's good for them. Why wouldn't I want them to feel cared about? I do. If I were I used to stand behind a cash register. It's terrible. And if that's what I'm doing, I would really like the people that I talk to be kind and courteous and ask me about how I'm doing. That would make the day go a lot better. So we want to do it in a genuine way, also knowing strategically that it's going to increase our results. So we're going to smile with our eyes, then with our face. I like saying it that way better. It's funny. Greet them and then ask about their day, then respond, maybe get a little bit of dialogue, maybe it goes deeper. Then 5, diffuse the emotion, just call it out for what it is. Don't let it go unseen because they will shut you down so fast. And lastly, make the request directly. Just tell them what it is and just ask for it and get it out of the way. So those are the 6 steps. In the next video, as we continue, we're going to go into sort of the underlying reasons why this works and how you can craft and critique and kind of make a theory on what might work. And this might not even be the most effective way to do this. As you apply it to your culture or as you apply it in other scenarios, you'll find other things work better, but this is a pretty good template to build off of. And we're going to talk about the underlying structure in the next video. So we'll see you there. God bless.